Imagine this. You've reached the end of your rope. You've got one last meal, and after that, there's nothing left. This was the desperate reality for a widow in Zarephath. A famine had ravaged the land, food was scarce, and she and her son were preparing to die because they had no more hope left. Then, out of nowhere, came Elijah. Now let me tell you, Elijah wasn't just any man. He was a prophet of God, sent to speak life into hopeless situations. But his journey to her wasn't simple. Elijah had been on the run from King Ahab, who was furious about Elijah's prophecy. He had been living by a brook, where God fed him with ravens, but that dried up. God then led him to this widow in the middle of a famine. So Elijah shows up at the widow's door and says something shocking. "Feed me first." Can you imagine her reaction? Here she is, about to eat her last meal, and this man, this stranger, demands what little she has. It must have felt impossible, unfair even. She had nothing left to give. But in an act of faith, the widow trusted Elijah and obeyed. And then, something incredible happened. Her jar of flour never ran dry, and her oil never ran out. Every time she reached for more, there was enough to feed herself, her son, and Elijah. This wasn't just a miracle, it was God's provision in the most unexpected of ways. Elijah's words, her trust, and God's power turned their hunger into abundance. It wasn't just about surviving, it was about thriving, even in the darkest of times. So no matter what you're facing today, remember, God's provision can take your scarcity and turn it into abundance. Trust in Him, even when it feels like there's nothing left, and watch as He makes the impossible possible.